Hello, I'm Andrea. I'm your host of Dyslexia Unfiltered, and welcome to episode 2 of season 1. In this season, we are exploring goal setting for dyslexic thinkers. And episode 2 today is all about why do we set goals? So, by the end of the episode, I would love you to have some takeaway action steps for yourself to really get your thoughts going about why is it that you might like to set some goals in your life. I'd really like you to start thinking about what is it that has prompted you to listen to this episode today. I'm a qualified coach and I've also had a lot of goals that I've set and achieved for myself in my life. And I've still got many goals that I would love to achieve in my life. This podcast is one of them. But if you don't know where you're going with your goals, don't panic, don't worry. You might know you want to make some change or transformation in your life. And that is your first step. You know that you want to do something, but then you want to know how to do that. And that's what we'll explore in this season. We'll go through goal setting step by step. So, starting with why you want to set that goal is really what is going to drive you forward to help you achieve that goal later on. So, what I'd like to do is just give you a minute to think about what it is that you're looking to achieve and why you want to achieve it. And I also want to let you know we will dive deeper into your why later on in this season of this podcast. But I do want to just give you that time now just to really think about that because you might not have had the time to do that so far. So let's do that now. So, what is coming up for you, do you think? What is it that is coming up for you when you think about that? Just take a moment for yourself right now, just to really think about that. Really, what I want to say to you is the reason why we set goals is so we know where we're going. So you might know that you want to achieve a certain goal, but you might not know how to get there. And by breaking that goal down into small steps, that will really help you achieve your goal. It makes it maybe not feel so scary. If you told me a couple of years back that I would be doing a podcast, I would be so nervous about doing it. And that would have been a big thing for me. But I've gone through a lot of personal growth over the last couple of years to help me get to this point where I can do this. And I'd love to actually share my journey with you as I grow. I hope that you will come along on the journey with me as well, and we can grow together along the way. If you're thinking, for example, about going somewhere on a journey, but you don't have a sat nav and you don't have a map, you don't know how to get there, you've not really looked up how you're going to do it, you don't know what support you're going to get along the way, you don't know what transportation you're going to get, then think about this. Think about the fact that without those tools in place, it's going to be a lot more challenging for you to get to your destination. And that is why we set goals, is so we know what we want to achieve at the end goal. Then we go backwards from there. We break it down step by step. And we go on that personal journey. We look for support along the way. And that is why that we set our goals and get them into place. So I want to share something with you about myself. I had a whole year where I was actually looking for a job after I'd finished college, but I had no experience whatsoever. And I really became very down about this during that year because I was applying for jobs. I was about 19 years old at the time, and I kept applying for jobs, but I never got the jobs. And it took a whole year for me to get to that point where I was then offered a job. And funny story for you was it wasn't in the conventional way that I actually got a job. Basically, I was in a pub, I met this lovely lady, I got chatting to her and her daughter, and had explained to them that I was really struggling to find a job all I really wanted to do was someone to give me an opportunity or a chance. And this particular lady, she did. I will always be very, very grateful to that person for giving me that opportunity. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is when we think about goals, when I look at that example in my life, that was a really challenging time for me because I had no experience of knowing how I was going to get a job. I'd never had a job before. I just kept persisting. And then finally, this opportunity showed up in a non conventional way. If you have a goal in mind, just go for it. Don't give up. I really struggled with the school sort of environment. Those school days for me are still ingrained in me. They have affected me, but do you know what? They have made me stronger as well. And I was an absolute introvert when I was at school. So I got into the working world and I managed to have a successful career for myself after that lovely lady gave me that opportunity. And I just want to say to you, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I want to give you some inspiration to know that when you set goals, if you persist with them and you don't give up, then you're going to be a lot more likely to achieve them. And also, getting that support along the way from people around you can really help excel you forward. So, I've spoken a lot about myself now, and I just want to bring this back to you because this is what the focus is here. I really want to help you to achieve your goals. So, I want you to just take a moment for yourself and think about, say, in 6 months' time, what would you like to achieve? If you could just pick one goal right now, that's your biggest priority goal over the next 6 months. What would you have liked to achieve in that time? And while you're thinking about that, I'd like you to also think about why. Why is it that you want to achieve that particular goal? As I mentioned, this is what is going to drive you forward, and we will do a whole episode on your why. This is a good place to start for you. So I'm going to wrap up the episode now. I would love it if you kept in touch with me, and you can head over to www.andreapickard.com and sign up to my email newsletter where you will find out all the latest on my podcast episodes that are up and coming. Once you sign up to my newsletter, you will get access to a welcome gift from me, which is a goal setting workbook for dyslexic thinkers. And I've also done a video to go alongside it where I talk about how to go through the workbook. There's some brainstorming pages in the workbook where you can just really look at the main areas of life and really help you break down your goals. You will receive that once you sign up to my newsletter. So I hope you keep in touch with me. Let's keep this relationship going. And I hope to see you again in episode number 3. Bye for now.